The issue of exercise addiction, these compulsive exercise behaviors, behaviors that are kind of linked up with Fitspiration, the reason these are being marginalized, in my opinion, is because, well, on one side, it sells, it makes money. If you tell people that they need to work out to feel good about themselves, to fix their body, to reach some perfect ideal, they're going to pay for those gym memberships, they're going to pay for the gym equipment, they're going to be joining sports clubs, things like CrossFit clubs, they're going to be buying equipment and packages and doing all this stuff that makes money, buying the magazines, buying all the books and the how-tos and subscriptions to websites. So all of that brings in money. So part of the reason is it sells. Fitspiration sells. And so when something sells, it usually the people who are gaining from that don't worry too much about the repercussions of it. Another reason I think that it's getting marginalized, specifically Fitspiration and kind of those images and messages, is because it's so subtle and it can be so sneaky. I read an article that said that Fitspiration is basically Thinspiration in a sports bra because it masquerades as something that's healthy. I mean, no one's going to argue exercise is good for you. It's good for your body. To be part of being healthy, holistically even, is to stay active and to exercise. When you start saying things like, unless I puke, faint, or die, I'm going to keep going, that's an incredibly harmful message. But when you kind of attach some of these things like, it's not about skinny, it's about healthy, but then you have this image of this woman who is a level of perfection that no one can achieve, even the model herself hasn't achieved, because thanks to Photoshop and airbrushing and all the rest. You're kind of setting people up for failure, but it's in this really sneaky way because they think, wow, she looks good and she looks healthy. And yeah, I agree that, you shouldn't give up, or I agree that it's perseverance is, just keep going, but when you kind of take these quotes and then you attach them to these images and it's really the combination of the two messages, that's when you get the harmful aspect of it, but that's when it gets so sneaky. Inspiration in and of itself is so blatantly dangerous. You see these girls and guys who look incredibly unhealthy, look incredibly sick, and everyone sees the red flag and they know that's scary, that's dangerous, this has got to stop. But Fitspiration, it's so sneaky, and it's on this kind of continuum where, some of it is hardly even, I don't even call it Fitspiration, just tips on, how to properly bench press, and people will use the Fitspiration tag. I don't call that Fitspiration, but so there's kind of this continuum where you have on the one side stuff that's not really even Fitspo, and then on the other side you have these messages that are, unless I die, I'm not going to stop, or unless I puke, I'm not going to stop, or, it takes this many weeks for, me to see a change, and that many weeks for someone else to see a change, and, just keep going, keep pushing through. Those are on the other side, and those are incredibly harmful messages, and I think that they're being marginalized because they're sneaky, they're being marginalized because they make money, and they're being marginalized because we live in a society that's always striving for some form of perfection and some easy recipe to that, when ultimately the only recipe is to learn to love and accept ourselves the way we are and to live a healthy and balanced life.